Right, and welcome along to the GERS TV. It's a quick after-match video from the Dumbarton 1, Rangers 4. I'll pass you on to Gordy and I'll be over in a few seconds, guys.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering who was talking there, it wasn't actually me, just a bit out of sync. So what we're going to do now is just spend the next 10 to 15 minutes just having a wee quick post-match chat about the game, the conditions, the result, and what our chances are for the rest of the Scottish Cup. So first and foremost, Simon will tell us his opinion shortly, I'm sure, but first and foremost, very awkward game, conditions were, windy, raining, horrific basically. And the most important thing is we get the win up the road and the next round.
Yeah, I think the conditions were pretty harsh to say the least. A bit of me enjoys football like that. I think Scottish football's all about when you remember being younger and playing football or whatever else. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching a different kind of... I enjoyed no VAR right away. I must say I did enjoy the no VAR, and I enjoyed the conditions and the old style football. However, it wasn't the best of games, to be honest.
I don't think Dumbarton against Rangers in the wind and the rain was ever going to be the best game, Si. But
No.
I think you've made a good point. But it's old-fashioned football, wasn't it? It was old-fashioned.
It's a bit of nostalgia.
Aye.
You could laugh because Rangers win the game. You can have a laugh. You can sit back and go, "This is funny." If they'd have lost the game, it would be a totally different. You would be looking for reasons to be angry and everything else. The pitch was in a terrible condition, but it's a small club with a low budget, so I can't really blame them for that. And it shows maybe we needed to show the character in the players.
Yeah, definitely. And just going back to your point about nostalgia, it was like a game for the 70s, back when you're back in your prime.
Yep, 100%.
Did it take you back to the good old days?
I'm an 80s guy, obviously, with the famous treble 2 BB team. The old BB days were great. But I enjoyed the match. I think it wasn't the best of games of football, I would say that. Concerns-wise, I would say there's no major concerns because it's a hard game to judge. But we've got a lot of chances, and I really think we need to address the striking problem. Yeah. Having Sima away is one thing you can use as an excuse, but we need another striker.
Well, we've got four I suppose right now at the club, we've got four people you'd class as out-and-out attackers and strikers. Three of them are either injured or unavailable, and you've got one who has to start by default. So let's break the game down. So strong lineup. Nahori obviously came in for Butland, and Ridvan started again at left back, despite the fact that he's been heavily linked to move away. So it's a very, very strong team. And were you happy with the lineup first of all?
Yeah, I think you have to make some changes in cup games, definitely. And I wasn't happy, as I've been vocal about this, when Rangers had a winter break and then didn't take the break. They had two meaningless games. I thought the Rangers board were negligent in that. I think they shouldn't have done it. We had an injury because of it. And you need to give different players a chance in the team. McCrory's more than worthy of being the Rangers goalkeeper. Yeah. So I think up front we didn't have much choice, as you said. Seamer's not there. And the midfield, I would agree, the midfield and defence, I think he picked a strong enough team and he changed it in the second half as well. So there's no complaints here, to be honest.
Yep, so we started the game off on the front foot. We had, as Simon's alluded to, we had a few chances. After 20-25 minutes, I think we counted them. Tessels had 5 or 6 decent chances.
6 chances in 25 minutes or something, and that to me is a worry.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we can laugh about it now, but some of them are farcical,
You don't. You're right. You said it's not very top of the show. You laugh about it because we've won, but it's not. I mean, when you look back on it, if we get beat, then. But the thing about Dessers is, and criticise him for the misses. He's always putting himself in that position.
I get that. It's nothing personal with Dessers. I just think that my own opinion in it is I've got a strong opinion on this. I've spoken about it for months that Rangers should have got Shankland in a few years ago. There's an opportunity to buy Shankland still, and if we are going to buy him or any other striker, they should have been bought in the first week of January to give them a training camp, to get to know the players and to make benefit of the winter shutdown and the break.
Yeah, I mean you've got a thing in football, chemistry and consistency, and you're absolutely right what you're saying. If we're going to, you would think that again it goes back. This is probably a conversation for our probably regular Tuesday night show with the whole philosophy at Rangers with recruitment and
the managers made comments about it.
I think that if we buy a player, we've got a big fixture list in the next 4 or 5 weeks. We've got 5 or 6 games, right? And if we bring a player in now, they've got no time to no time to settle. Remember when we did this a couple of seasons ago, we brought in Aaron Ramsey like literally at the last minute of the transfer window. No time to train, no time to settle in.
It was
only played a handful of games.
I was looked upon as like this big deal, but it wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah. So
fair play.
I
think it's a concern.
Fair play. Fair play to Dumbarton. You mentioned Dumbarton. So after 20-25 minutes, 0-0.
I thought it was quite great.
Dumbarton, just before Rangers took the lead, which we'll get to in a wee second, Dumbarton had a great chance with lacklustre defending. Kind of a bad pass from McCrory, but I for the life of me I can't remember. It was either Taverniers' wing or Ridvan's wing. I think it was the left-hand side. A couple of players caught napping. The Dumbarton player steals in, crosses the ball, and a combination of a bad pitch, good goalkeeping and good defending somehow kept the ball out. Rangers got the park, get a corner. Fair enough, well played, great corner. Not the corner's played to the near post, a knock on, and there's Lundstrom at the back post to head it in 1-0 Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, at that point before the goal goes in, Rangers have had far more chances than Dumbarton, but Dumbarton looked like scoring more than we did.
Yeah, they probably had the most clear-cut chance with that chance before we scored.
Yeah, because of the way that obviously Dessers had fluffed his chances. But going on to the Lundstrom goal, it was well taken, to be fair. He's not a natural goal scorer, and the big man's played well this season. He's got his critics, but I'm behind him.
He's certainly been, like a few players, he's been rejuvenated since Philip Colons came in. And then, as much as we sometimes criticise rightly Dessers, he scored a great second goal.
Great goal, yeah. Credit went due.
And the thing about Cyril Dessers is he pops up against Betis and scores a genuinely world-class goal. He scores a great goal today, albeit against Dumbarton. He scores a few great goals, but he misses a hell of a lot of chances. Yeah. But you know, it's such a strange thing because his goal was actually really good. It was well taken.
It seems to when he does score a good goal, it's a really good goal. To be fair with him there, and I like the guy. He's, as I say to you a few times, he reminds me of like the dog that pisses and shits in your carpet. You would never put it down, but you love it a bit. But it just frustrates you at times. However, when he scores good goals, they're really good goals.
He's always got a smile on his face as if to say one or two things. One or two things. Either one, I can't believe I scored that, or two, how did I miss it? Aye. But to be fair, for all his faults and not much maligned, he's now scored 10 goals for the season.
Aye, 100%. And also you've got the argument. He said was it 2 or 3? I think it was 2 at the start of the season that were legitimate goals at the
game against Celtic. We always go back to it and
they were called off for no reason.
Yeah. So half time 2-0.
Yeah.
Rangers go on into the second half, bring some subs on, make some changes.
I think at that point we were kind of strolling the game, but with the weather, we just wanted the game finished.
Yeah.
And we made changes, and it was the right thing to do, make the changes.
Yeah.
100%.
I think someone made a comment, it might have been your brother actually made a comment, but these are the games where the characters come into play, they see the guys that come down to a place like this.
It's bloody slaughters and everything else.
And get through the game and not pick up an injury, play well and come out with the game, because that was a potential banana skin today.
Oh, no, 100%. It was. After 20 minutes I was starting to think to myself, oh, please don't make an arse of this. But the goals changed the game, to be fair, but Dumbarton never really, in my opinion anyway, didn't really change their game, and I'll give them credit for that. They enjoyed the fixture and played it in the true spirit of the game, and they kept the tempo up. We'll speak about their goal later on, but I genuinely enjoyed it. Silva was one of the things coming on I think was important.
Yeah, so subs came on, Silva came on, and then we're obviously one of our attacking phases. Again, ball in the box, a player gets brought down, penalty kick, and again, just for anyone out there, it was a stonewall penalty again.
100%. It was a silly penalty, but it was a penalty. It's one of the ones that the referees don't get any choice on the matter. It's an obvious penalty kick.
And again, if you've got a team that attacks a lot, how many touches and how many attacking phases do we have in their box today? If their players challenge and foul in the box, and it's a penalty. Doesn't matter if you get one penalty or 100 penalties in a season. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
Yeah, the only thing I would say to regard to that is, and I know what you're alluding to, and I agree with you 100%. But I think even myself, I think we should get to a point where we shouldn't need to justify it anyway. If anybody doesn't understand how football works and they believe that teams get more penalties than others, it's probably why Liverpool get more penalties in the 80s. Man United get more penalties in the 90s, Rangers get more penalties. That's how football works. It was a penalty, Rangers stepped up, Tavernier, bump.
And
In the
again,
pokey.
no doubt, and Tavernier's reckoning the penalties must be at least, mid-80s now, 85%. So you've got a guy, if we get 10 penalties a season and you know for a fact 8 of them in the net, then that's great.
Aye, that's the thing. But we chatted about it during it as well, people talking about changing the penalty kick taker for confidence, maybe for Bessels and things like that. Tavernier takes the penalties. And for all the things I criticise him for always taking, he's the penalty kick taker and you leave it.
You know his record, that 8 or 9 times out of 10 it's round the back, it's round back of the net. So then, fair play, we need to mention the Barton's goal here, to be fair, to be balanced.
Great, they never chucked it, that was one good thing about the game.
Yeah.
Took the goal well.
I thought it was a very, very, very good goal. Great kind of build-up play, great cross, and a good finish. And to be perfectly honest with you, Rangers defending another set piece. It was a set piece free kick from maybe between the edge of the box and the byline. And look, don't get me wrong, good delivery, but I don't think none of our defenders jumped to clear the ball. And then it was a free header.
Two arguments here, Gordy, where I agree with you 100%. It was a great goal. And I would then say that...
Well, that's not much an argument then.
Well, it isn't. I'm going to give you the argument. If you look at the weekend, if you look at the goals at the weekend and you go like that, Copenhagen, you say, well, great corners, great crosses, good goals. However, it's the same mistakes all the time. So, is it always good goals, or are these teams targeting us now? And the reason I ask that is if I'm the manager at Hibs, if I'm watching this game, I would first of all be thinking, I would be looking to do the same move.
Well, one of the tactics in modern day football, not modern football, any football, is to play for set pieces.
Yep.
And if you're a team that's got lesser quality than Rangers, which a lot of teams have, let's face it, if they think that one of our vulnerabilities is corners and free kicks, then they're going to do that. You can bite a bottom door on Wednesday night. They're going to be looking for fouls. They're going to be maybe not diving, but throwing themselves down. So I would, if we look back and analyse the goals we've lost this season, I would probably say that the vast majority of them have been for corners or free kicks against us.
Possibly, I really don't know the answer to that, and it may be an overreaction for us as well, I get that. But the point I'm making is, if teams like Dumbarton can see that weakness, and we're in the Europa Cup still, then other teams that are stronger than that, obviously we'll see it. And what are we doing to counteract that? Because I like Clement as a manager, but what are we doing to counteract it? That's a worry.
Yeah. So, you're absolutely right. So then Scott Wright comes on, and fair play, Scott Wright, much maligned after the Aberdeen game with Michael Beale in charge. He's one of these guys that I think maybe doesn't get a great chance, but he maybe tries too hard. But fair play, when he came on, great finish. That
was a fantastic finish. I'm not his biggest fan, to be fair. You know my opinions on that. I'm no ranting rave a day because of the beer. He seems to be one of these guys that steps up to the plate and he's really good and then he disappears again. But great finish for him, I must say. It was a great run, good answer, because Dumbarton had just scored. He runs up the park, it just finishes the game off, and it gives us a wee bit of peace of mind. So I took it really well. Yeah,
absolutely. So again, just one of these days where doesn't really, when we win the Scottish Cup at the end of the season,
nobody remembers the bad.
We don't look back and go, we lost a goal for the free kick or whatever. All we remember is the cup finals. So we'll take the win. Through the next round, the draw's getting made, I think, after the game tomorrow.
I mean, maybe it's just me, right? Maybe it's just with my age or whatever, but you get to a stage in the Rangers that the biggest result apart from the score is the fact there's the injuries sort of thing. Because you're expecting injuries that often. That's like another point. You go, Rangers didn't get an injury, great.
Yep. So, 4-1, the final score. Before we go off air, just a big shout out to the Rangers ladies last night.
Aye.
Well worth a mention.
I never got to see the game, but did you watch any of it?
I didn't see it myself, but according to some of the online chatter uttered by a certain section of the city, there was a lot of referee mistakes.
I didn't see any of the game anyway. But,
if you get what I mean.
Aye, it wouldn't surprise me that as well. It's good to see that. I'm not a massive fan of women's football, but if Rangers are going to put a team out there, it's good to see them winning and getting one over that lot certainly helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So big shout out to Rangers ladies. What a fantastic result, and great character to come back from behind to win the game and go into the final. So absolutely smashing it, Rangers ladies, well done. Yep. Hopefully the men's team can follow in your footsteps and get to at least the final.
Yeah, it's just about getting the feel good factor back with the club. I think we really needed that winter break Again, I'll quickly allude to it. I don't think Rangers should have played any bounce games or anything. I know that they changed the teams and it was different players playing in the 2 friendly games, but I don't believe we should have played them. I think we should have had a proper rest. We really needed it. But I think we need to strengthen the team a wee bit. I really do. And if it's going to be the last minute, it's back to what you're saying with Aaron Ramsey in this scenario. Why are the board waiting? Are they waiting to get a cheaper deal? Are they trying to get Hearts to panic? Are they not going to go for Shankland? I don't know. But the old Glasgow scene, if you're going to sit in the potty, do a jobby, do something. We're just basically seem to be, we might not get the striker that we need, and if we don't, what happens if Seema comes back and gets injured, or he gets injured over the tournament?
Yeah, well,
It's a
pretty much
concern to me a wee
left in the lurch. So, just to recap then, Scottish Cup 4th round, Dumbarton 1, Rangers 4. Our goal scorers were, in the right order if I can remember correctly, Lundstrom, Dessers, Tavernier and Scott Wright. The GRC will be back on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday night. Loads of things happening, just trying to get everybody involved. A big shout out to the bars. We went to visit some bars as well today, but the one I want to do a shout out for was the Glasgow Sick Kids Hospital. They gave us a wee personal tour, and that's where I've got the shirt and tie on. If you ever get a chance to go and see that, it's phenomenal. The work that the NHS put on and what they do for the kids, and it's one of the most advanced sick kids hospitals in the whole of Europe. Stuff I didn't know about. Really, really emotional going there today, and the work that gets done. We're just so proud that everybody helped us go over and do that wee presentation, a check to put a wee smile on the kids' faces. So well done to everybody at the Glasgow Sick Kids Hospital. It was great to see them, and all the Rangers bars who supported us through that. We've done a wee trek to go and visit some of them today. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And as I say, we've got a few big things happening on the GERS TV soon, so watch this space for some big, massive announcements. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. We'll leave you to your Saturday night. It's going to be a wet and windy night, I think, so wherever you are, stay safe.
If you are going to go out somewhere and there's a Rangers bar in your area,
support it, please.
Give it a wee bit of support, even if you go in for one drink.
Yeah.
Because we want Rangers bars all over the world, so go and give them that wee bit of support.
Yep, so thanks very much for your company tonight. We will bid you good night, and always remember that we are
the people.
Good night.